There we go. We are live. We are live. We are live. How is everybody doing? Who are we getting on? Woohoo! How's everybody doing today? We have a couple people here. Can everybody hear me okay? Is the levels okay? Welcome to the stream. Is that microphone all right? Good. How's everybody doing? Anyone commenting? Very excited for this session today. So we have a lot to go through. So basically, we're going to start by a really quick, very quick walkthrough of my live setup for the live performance that I did last Sunday. So I'm just going to walk you through what I did, what equipment I used, and the live set. And then I have this really cool, like a new workflow thing that I want to share with you. So I have this idea for the next months that I'm going to start making music, a whole production using this new technique that I had in mind. So I'm just going to talk about that in a minute. Hi, Secret Window. Hi, John. Hi, Wayne. How's everybody tonight? Okay. So I'm just going to share quickly now the live setup that I had in front of me. So it's quite simple, and I wanted to keep it quite simple. So my laptop generally is pretty bad. And that what that means is that I cannot have, while I live perform, I cannot have a very complicated setup. I cannot have VSTs going on because basically my CPU wouldn't take it. Um, as I said, yeah, my computer is a 2013 MacBook Pro. So when and it's super full. I try to clean it as much as possible, but you know how things are. So anyone who's attending now, I'm just doing a quick live performance walkthrough of my session, and then we will go into music production after that. So please do ask me anything if you have any questions about this live setup if you are interested. So what I have here is, let's just start from the left. So I like working from the left to the right. So in this project, I am working more because it was a very live looping performance. I wanted to go from left to right. And what basically, if you're joining us now, what I'm talking about here is the live performance I did last Sunday on my new single, No, I'll Do It. So I start from left. I first loop laulu. Laulu means vocal in Finnish. So laulu 1 and laulu 2. So this is my first vocal loop, and in my push 2 I have it set as 8-bar fixed length. So this means that when I have this channel, that the second channel, bass channel, and then the main input vocal and synth channels. I have them record able. So on push 2, I can literally just click on the clip. It starts recording. And it starts recording here as well as soon as I have done it. So that's a really pretty cool way of just looping live. Hi, Kirsten. I'm just here talking about the walkthrough of my live setup last Sunday. So I just loop fixed length 8 bars of vocals here first. So let's just play that. Ooh. So it goes through here actually. No, where do I have it? Oh, it's because it was here. There we go. Oh, dear me. Here we go. So I have it also. I have one of my MIDI controllers where controlling the filter. So instead of doing the volume of the vocals, I actually control the frequency of it. So I had a bit more smoother transition between sections. So that was really cool way on a live performance to kind of go between two different sections. So I had the first vocals. And then I loop the second vocals using push 2. Okay, so I had those two going on, and then I basically filtered them out, and I had already a drum loop there. I thought, to be honest, it was a bit of an electronic song, so I didn't wanna, finger drum that, and also, I have actually pretty bad arthritis right now, so, my joints are completely swollen, as some of you might know, so I can't always finger drum, as well as I would like to. So I decided to have a drum clip here that is just this going on over and over time, and you can see that it's just a clip, looped clip of my drums of the song. But while I activated that, I also activated an empty clip on the bass track on push 2. I started, I had my Arturia microbrute synth plugged into this channel. So it was part of here. So it was in channel 2. So I had a microphone in channel 1 and a microbrute on channel 2. And I started playing the bass. And that's again 8 bars loop, fixed length loop. So having the fixed length on push 2 really helps you a lot so that you can actually get that goal going. And it's pretty simple, to be honest. I had some other extra samples here on the samples folder that I had MIDI map to my controller. Like I had a snap, this snap here, like this. And I also made sure that in here, so if you extend this screen on the clip editing view, you have extra points here. And they on the launch mode, I made it toggle. So that means, and also quantize mode was none. So that means that I could just push the MIDI controller whenever I wanted to, and it just it just plays it. So again, I had full control of everything I wanted to. And then I have here this chorus was also MIDI mapped to my Akai, this controller, Akai LPD8 controller. So every time I want to go to chorus, I just pressed here, which activated this scene here and started to play the chorus. And I started to sing over it. And to be honest, I think that's it. I just MIDI mapped some effects on the controllers here. And that's literally it. I have these two on the live performance are in auto input monitoring. If I have it now like this, now you can hear me, so I don't want to have it on. So basically, while I'm performing, you can hear everything that comes from the microphone. So this is a good point. John is saying, so if I understand well, the snap and the other sounds like this, you trigger them live. Yes, I do. So I have them just mapped into, I think I had my snap triggered here. So every time I wanted to snap, I just press it and it just snaps. So that's a very cool thing. So I just have like, I can have different sounds. I also had one other thing here. So every transition, there's like dun 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 dun, this kind of drums. So I had this clip. Was it this one? I can't remember if it's that one. There's another clip that I had in here. So every transition I wanted to go, I just pressed this one, which was mapped. But when you do that kind of mapping, you need to make sure that the follow actions you have launch and the quantize setting is in none. Otherwise, it doesn't always trigger straight away when you press it, but it just waits until it's in the next bar to be able to trigger, because it's about the quantize settings on here. So this is a global quantize setting on the top bar here. And if that's in one bar, it will wait for one bar to trigger it. So that's something that can really prevent for you to do it. Um, so yes, exactly, John. So is this to get performance feeling and eventually more flexibility? Absolutely. So I'm actually playing, I just don't trigger, and that's very important for me. And I think for many other people is that when we are performing electronically, it doesn't mean that I just, press a button and it will play the whole track, but actually I play the song like everything happens in real time and I loop things and like everything's just organic. So absolutely. So it's more playing and less triggering. Um, well, that's the thing is it's actually weird to think about flexibility when the rhythm is quantized. So example, those triggers that snap and stuff, that's not quantized for me. That's why I would go here in here, and that's why I was talking about these settings here, the launch settings. Quantize needs to be off, so it's not quantized. There is different ways when you're live looping. You can do record quantize. So when you could create, where is it? There's different ways to quantize things. Uh, so file. Where's the record? Record. Okay, so it's in the top bar. If you go edit, you can see it on the stream, but it's in an edit, and then you scroll down, and you can actually also do record quantize. So every time you record something live, like finger drum, it will actually record it on time. So you can also not to do that. I usually don't do it. Okay, so Sarah, why do you didn't do it from Ableton Push 2? I can understand everyone is using another controller, and is any reason to do it like that? Okay, that's a very good question. I did it from Push 2, and I had two controllers happening same time because I can't. It's very like confusing because in Push 2 you would need to go like it's an extra step away to control that. So most of the stuff I did from push 2, and I could have done it from push 2 as well, actually. So I could have done that exactly the same thing from push 2. I just somehow mapped it to that. But so I kind of decided for I like having that, like, my, LPD controller has certain things, so I example, have the samples and the effects there, and then on push 2, I have everything to do with looping, and so my brain, when you are doing so many things same time, you are actually, like, remembering where everything is, so it does make more sense to my brain just to have it, so I could just do everything on push 2. Absolutely. And I've done a lot of live performances on my channel as well, where I do everything only on push 2. I actually only got LPD controller like only like a couple weeks ago. So I just wanted to have like an extra thing to have it. So example for the knobs and for the controller for the FX in push 2 you can do it, but it's just like an extra step away which you don't have when you're performing. Like it just takes like a couple of seconds longer. Um, do you have any other questions about this setup or anything else? I have a pretty detailed session, a video on my channel, which where I explain live performance in more detail. So I would definitely. I only published it like a month ago, so it's one of the newer videos. So please go and have a look at that if you have, if you are more interested of doing live performance with Ableton Live. Definitely recommending that. Otherwise, does anyone have any other questions? Because otherwise, we're gonna go towards now creating a song. But I have a new technique that I want to introduce to you. So I have a new workflow that I want to try. Recently, so like my new single, the No, I'll Do It. That one, I did it using samples. So it's a very like firstly sample-based song. So I attended an event where we were creating a song in 2 hours. And I basically needed to use a certain amount of samples in just 2 hours to create a track. And I kind of realized that how much fun I was having while using samples and how creative it really made me. So I feel like my workflow was much faster. So I've thought about what if in this stream I'm going to start today to start creating my own samples. I'm gonna create just start being very creative, creating a different type of samples. I'm gonna then do some vocal samples of songs that I already have, like lyrics and stuff. And then I'm gonna maybe in 2 weeks or maybe next week already, I'm gonna start making a song using the samples that I made. So basically today I'm just gonna uh create sounds that I like, but I'm not aiming to make a song out of them. So I think that will be a very good workflow because we are limiting the idea that it needs to be a ready song. There's a couple questions here, so I'm going to answer to them before we start doing that. So basically, you get the stems in session view and then you go record it live in arrangement view. Um, yes. Yes. So while I'm performing, I press record here on the top bar here. I press record while I perform and everything gets recorded to arrangement view. And that's how I can do the YouTube video. So I just record it and then I just balance everything and add it to the video that I've filmed. So that's how I do it. I also actually have a video on my channel showing how to record your live performances while you perform because there's some tricky things about it while you do it because if you loop or if you stop recording or all these kind of like there can be some interference so it's not as straightforward as it seems. So there's actually a video on my channel on how to record your live performances. Um, I saw the video clip and you were very free in every way, not to so stressed. Everything was like something new, even even the genre. Oh, thanks so much. That's nice. Like I really enjoyed doing that. So that was fun. Okay, so let's get working on this new workflow. So basically, what we're doing today is we're creating sounds and we're sound designing. We're sound designing. So I want to make some couple bass lines. I want to make some different rhythms. I want to make some maybe synth chord progressions, maybe some melody bits, just different sound designing. That's what we're doing today. And basically, they don't need to be in same key. They don't need to fit together yet, because what I will do then is in next week or week after, I will start fitting those samples together and we will then hopefully get a track together. So again, just saying the aim of this workflow where we are just creating samples first and then we are fitting the together. So we are first sound designing and then we are making a track out of the sound designs. The idea of behind this idea is the fact that we are focusing on creation and having fun and sound design and creating sounds that we enjoy instead of thinking about the outcome, because that usually limits our creativity a lot and we get confused and we get very like panicked about the outcomes because we think more about genres and we think about more branding and image and how everything's going to think about it. So now we're going to just create samples. We're going to create our own little sample pack, basically. And then we're going to use those samples to make a track. That's something that I want to try for myself. And I think it's a workflow that really works for myself, hopefully. So we're going to try that here. Joan was saying that he was asking because he actually finds the same time the live workflows brilliant and very difficult. Yes, they are. Very, very difficult, but it's about practice. All about practice. But hey, now let's get sound designing. So my first initiation is that I want to make a couple different type of bass tracks. I want to make funky bass. I want to maybe couple different type of funky basses. I just want to create samples for myself. And you know what? I'm going to start with wavetable. I want to create a wavetable funky basses. And the idea is just create, 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 and just have fun with the sounds and not think too much about it. Okay. So let's design a sound. I'm gonna first start by creating a funky bass line. I'm gonna put 132 as grid. And then let's go to what key would be good? C minor, scale, C minor. And there's actually a really cool thing about it. If we go to C minor pentatonic, it's a really, it basically takes away two of the notes like this of the scale. And that's usually what like especially funky bass players use. Do, 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 do. So it already like sounds funky, doesn't it? I do like a funky bass. Who doesn't? It's just great. So let's start from there. Actually, let's go for a little bit higher first because then we're going to design the sound. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and usually bass always hops like an octave first. If we think about funky basses, it's octave or fifth that they jump like doon 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 do 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 doon 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 doon. You get me. Oh, that's too fast. We need to go length 2 bars instead of actually, and I'm gonna go instead of 32, I'm gonna go 16. And I am gonna go octave lower. Okay, let's draw. Zoom it out a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. Boom. Actually, so let's see. I think this is the correct rhythm. No, I think it goes other way around. And then boom, boom. There's no sound. It's not nobody hearing anything. Oh no. You know what? My thing has stopped. Just a moment. Let's try now again. Now? Is it working now? Should work now. Still no? It's because I changed the sessions. Everything's good. Everything's good. We have sound. Great. Sorry about that. That's I changed the between two sessions and my computer got confused. Okay, so let's continue. We have a bass. We create a funky bass. Dun, dun. Yeah, there we go. So usually what I've noticed that the funky bass you can actually, yeah, if you jump octave, but also you have a note on the first and the fourth beat of the first bar. Then you have the third and the third. So first, fourth, third, third, and then you have like an extra two. Maybe same here. Should we go lower? Okay. Yes. Lower. So what's that? B. So we're gonna go B higher. And then 4 bars. Dum. Let's get crazy. How does that sound? Some kind of change here. Yeah, I like the little dun 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 dun. But this needs to be different. Little step into the. Yes, I like that. Okay. So let's customize that. So let's use wavetable. So what I actually want is I could use bass clips. Let's find interesting samples here as the basics of the bass. Oscillators of the bass. Let's try that one. Oh, look how pretty it is. Oh, that's nice. Let's add another oscillator to it. And let's go from, I want maybe retro sound and sweep. No, saw. Saw is usually good for funky basses. By the way, anyone who's attended to this session, we are doing just sound design today. No, I don't like that. Oh, I just love wavetable. It's so good. Nice. Okay. Let's go with the amp envelope. Envelope is so important for a funky bass so that we can get the grid. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. I don't like the second oscillator yet. I like the first one. Let's change. Maybe retro is not good. Maybe go harmonics. Maybe bus bell. John is asking if I could do some automation in one point. I can, but this session is more about sound design and automation is really not part of it. But maybe in the end, I could do a little automation just to show you automation. How does that sound? Because automation is usually not part of it, but just if you wish to see it, I can show you. So let's continue. So let's just find the oscillator. So oscillators, for anyone who doesn't know what oscillators are meaning to do. So oscillators, the point of them is they are the source of the sound. So they create, so these usually synthesizers have at least one oscillator because that's the sound source. So usually we have sine wave, square wave, sawtooth, we have all these different wave shapes. And in wavetable, we actually have samples as the basis of the sound source. So these are all audio sounds, and we are just using this as the sound source. So it's really cool. I don't also like the bell. Eee. Ooh. 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 Should we maybe put it higher or lower? Maybe if we put it this oscillator like octave lower. No, that's D tune. Oops, wrong one. Oops, oops, oops. It's this one here. Mm. Ground Zero is asking if I confused with the VU meter. If you can solve me a problem, I would be happy. So I feel like right now, okay, so um, I feel like that's something that is more like a part of what I do before this. So this, well, I'm gonna just stop this for a moment just to say, so this stream is meant for me to be like not educative and more me enjoying to make music, if that makes sense. Just because if I educate all the time, I feel like I'm gonna lose my mind. So this is more like me making music. And then before this, I have I have a stream in Patreon, which is always Q&A and everybody can ask. So if you're my Patreon member, please come to, or you want to be, go to Patreon, find LNA does audio stuff. And on those ones, I will show all these things. So to be honest, that's also, so I feel like, because if I show one thing, then everybody wants to ask more and more and more, and then I have no time to do any of the music. So I just wanted to share this with you. If you want to ask me directly questions, go to Patreon and check from there, because there's a weekly Q&A out, or you can private message me there as well. So just to say, so I might not show all these things today, just because I want to sound design, because this is my time to also do music because I don't really have much time. Jordan said that didn't know that you could use sample as the base of the wavetable. It's so cool. Yeah, totally can. And the fact that you can just drag and drop like samples in it, and it's so good. Okay, so I'm just gonna continue this sound design. Oh, oops. I'm still not big fan of this. No. I might just try basics. Yes, I felt like it just needed some really direct, like a sawtooth. And then I'm gonna add the sub oscillator as well. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the filters and the matrix. So this is called the matrix. Ooh, matrix. So we have the envelope, the amp envelope going on there, and I want to connect it to the LFO. It's so cool. If you're not seeing my video about this yet, then please go and check out my video about wavetable, all about wavetable, because you then learn about all of this. So we're gonna get into here and add the rate. We're gonna connect it to the amp, the LFO1. And you can hear already how it's working on it. So without, and this is negative, so it goes different direction. It just adds that kind of like a movement to the too fast. I just want that pumping of it, so it sounds a bit more realistic. So cool. Like that, actually. wavetable. And there is cool. Let's work with the different type of filters. There we go. And I'm just gonna add the other LFO into the oscillator 1 position. So it will start moving this in the rhythm of the LFO2. This is so cool. Look at this. Okay. Look at that moving now. And the rate will affect how fast it will change here. That's quite tasty sound, isn't it? I like a lot. And you know what I could do? I could add some effects on it, and then I can create an instrument preset of this. So I could create this like a funky bass. So what I will do is on funky basses, there's usually this some type of distortion that is usually the sine fold type of distortion. So what I can do actually is create this, and then we're going to create an instrument preset out of this. And I could actually give this free for my Patreon followers. So you can also have funky bass. I could do that. So this is without and with. Ooh, that's clipping. I need to add a limiter there, just in case. That's a very nice bass sound. I like that. Okay, what else could I add there? I could add maybe an amp. That's tasty. Oh, I like that. Oh, this bass is honestly pretty sick, actually. So when I'm gonna create the preset, then I can basically adjust how much I want everything there. Do I want a cabinet? No. Compressor. Hell yes. By the way, anyone, Ground Zero, this might be also good for you. This Sunday, I will be launching a mixing course on my channel. It's free for everybody, of course. So I'm very excited about that, actually. Gonna add the compressor actually after the saturators and stuff. So I'm very excited to get this mixing course going on for everybody. So with the attack and release, very important in this point for the sound of the bass. So a little bit. It's just because it will add to the pumping effect. Dun, 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 dun. Slower release. Nice. And you know what we're going to do now? We're going to highlight all of them, select all of them holding down Shift. I'm going to right click and we're going to group them all together. And what's going to happen now? They all are in a one instrument rack. How cool is that? And now we can map them together as a preset. So what I could do is the first one could be oscillator 1 amount. This could be oscillator 2 amount. Then LFO rate. So that will be that one. So I could actually do those ones already. So map, we're going to click that one to that. Then we're going to control this one with that and that one with that. Okay. So now that's controlling that. Woohoo! And then we have that is controlling that, and that is perfect. Nice. Okay. And then we're going to have, so that's the wavetable. And then we're going to have the amount of saturation amount. That's drive. Let's put it that way. We're going to map it to that. Drive it control there. And then we're going to have amp amount. And that's going to be the driver there. Perfect. And then we have comp amount. And I'm going to put that one there. Nice. They all fit into 6. Ooh, look at that pretty. So that's our instrument. And now I can just save it here. Funky bass. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to give this to my Patreon followers. I can just send that there so everybody can have my funky bass. Woohoo! So we have one sample created. Let's create more. I'm going to create another bass because something big and boomy, I would say. Let's work on, Okay, tell me, which instrument do you want to see for me to use? I'm going to take any instrument you tell me. Which instrument should I use to create a bass? It's up to you. My mom has texted me. Good timing, mother. As usual. Oh my God, it's been plus 24 degrees in Finland. My mom needed to tell me that. I will catch up later. Okay. Hi, bye, Kristen. Anyone else want to tell me which instrument should I use next? Tell me which instrument. Should I use tension, simpler, sampler, operator, impulse, operator? Is it possible? Yes, definitely possible. Let's use that one. Why not? Let's create just something. Operator. Yeah, I think everybody wants to see operator. Let's do that. Why not? Two bars. Let's create some kind of rhythm. Mm-mm-mm. Cool. Let's work on that. Cheery. Okay, so the first we're gonna work in operator, in envelope of this band here. So let's work on that. Oh. Need to get more comfortable. Okay, oscillator. Saw. Oh, it wants to take me back there straight away. That could work. Okay, and then what we can do. Maybe less feedback. Velocity up. Hey, Jesse. How's it going? We're just creating some sound designing here. I'm just creating different type of basses here. Not that one. Okay. Let's add another one. Let's get transpose. That sounds funny. LFO, if we just go here and add... Sounds funny. Maybe triangle. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Not for a bass though. Oh, the noise is kind of cool. So if we go... I think there could be a little bit a different time of rhythm, maybe. Do, do, do. Okay. Kind of cool. Nope. I like the noise one. That's kind of cool. Soft. What I could again add a saturator to it. Add drive, output down. It's so soft that like when we add those harmonics to it, it sounds really cool. I still want to keep like operator going. I still haven't done all about operator YouTube video, but I need to. Let's go to Wave Shaper. How cool is that? That's almost like an organ, synth organ sound. Sounds so cool. I'm actually really liking that. Like how cool is that? Like it just needed a little bit of beat. So that comparing with, so we have one bass and we have two basses now. This could be even in the same song. That's one. I actually like that. This beat is cool as well. Should we create a beat like that? It could be almost like an inspiration. That's really cool. Actually, so I'm not going to go to the beats today. What I can do is create another instrument preset. So I'm going to put the funky bass. I'm going to actually rename it LNA's funky bass. Yeah. So I'm going to give that to my Patreon followers. And then I'm going to create another one that I can also give them. And this is what I can give them is this one. Oh, I like that. So cool. So what I'm going to do is actually group these two. And then I'm going to go here to the macros and I'm going to connect map. So we're going to put volume. That's one. Tone as one. And time as one. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, I want to also add the pitch envelope. Yeah, that one. That is so fun control. Gonna add that to the macro there as well. Literally, how cool is that? That is so cool. And then we're gonna just add the we're gonna add curve, depth, and we're gonna add also the period. That one there. Here, and then dry wet there. So wave shaper, dry wet. That is cool. Very, very cool. So now we're going to save this one as LNA's funky bass 2. One. So we have now created 2 really funky basses. How cool is that? And what I'm going to do now. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna finish up today. So I'm only doing 1 hour stream today. I heard that the dinner is ready. I can hear on the kitchen. So I want to go eat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that there. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just export this part. You can't see it, but I'm exporting this. just this part. Actually, I could do it later because it's my computer doesn't wanna be here at the same time. But so what I think I will do is that in this session and next session, I might just keep on sound designing some stuff, just sound design. And then finally, when I have enough samples, I'm then gonna create a track out of all the samples I have created. So today we created this. Oh, we need the beat for it. We need the beat. We need that. We need it. So this one. And then we created this. In an hour. Pretty good. Two very cool sounds. Okay, I'm very happy with this. What I will do now is I'm gonna hopefully tomorrow or rest of this one day in next soon. I'm gonna upload this for my Patreon followers. If you want them, then please go to Patreon. Check out LNA does audio stuff in Patreon. And if you're not part of the family yet, I also do every single Wednesday before this. I do a Patreon stream where I talk to it's a Q&A. So I talk to answer all your questions if you're a Patreon follower. I also, if you're my Patreon, different tiers. So if you are, I think the middle one, you can also send me middle or the highest. You can send me tracks. You can send me private messages, and I will give you feedback. I can give you answers to any questions. So please let me know if there is any questions in Patreon. So have a very lovely evening. It's been lovely to have you here, just making some bass sounds with you all. And see you next Wednesday. I'll be here. Hopefully, you will be as well. Bye. Hope you. And this Sunday starts my mixing course for beginners, a mixing course on my channel. Next Sundays till 15 weeks from now. It's only mixing, all about mixing in Ableton Live. I love this. Yes, this is the good point. Well, I'm so glad. Have fun. Have fun. Okay, I'm gonna go and eat. Bye, everybody. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye. See you on Sunday.